Okay, so I figured while I'm here, I have to move it out and I might as well talk about it. So this whole assembly goes up all the way through here. That's your intake. So in order to get to my spark plugs on this side of the motor, I have to take my intake off, right? So some cars like mine, they're gonna have this. Basically all it is it's a way to collect air from the very front while still using whatever space they have in the engine bay, right? So just pull that out. I already had mine out. And then what I'm gonna do is I have a bolt down there and a nut right here, and then this. So let's zoom in on that. Maybe. Nope. Okay, so this plug here, this is what's called a MAF, M-A-F. That stands for mass airflow sensor. So basically what that does is it controls, well, it doesn't control, it just looks at how much air you're getting through your intake, right? So it's a mass airflow sensor. So it just tells the motor how much air you're getting, and what you want to do is you want to make sure that your key is off when you unplug this. So make sure your keys aren't in it, because if your keys are on or they're in it, this will pop an engine code. So you want to unplug that, push it off to the side, don't lose it, because you have to make sure that you are able to plug it back in. So then I have two sockets that just extend down there. And let me take this bolt out, almost there. So most of these are in some type of a rubber gasket. So that allows for what's called dampening. So that allows it to cushion as you hit bumps, and that helps to prevent breaking of fixed parts. They do rubber bushings like that on things like motor mounts, so the things that hold your motor onto the car. It makes sure that it can still get flex and not break. So now that I have those out, there's usually two clamps on top here, or in some cases they're horizontal, so you'll end up having four clips. So I just undo the two here and I'm able to pull this apart, and then most of the time you just jimmy it out of there. And in this case, it does not want to come out. So we are in a little bit of a pickle. So in this case, I'm deciding to not try and wedgie it out of there. So I'm going to take off the hose clamps that hold on the rest of the intake and peel this back and then pull the top part out, right? So it should be extremely clean in there, right? So if you can see that, there's no dirt on that side of the filter, and it should stay that way. So make sure you put it off to the side where it's not going to get dirty. And then this part. So a lot of cars tend to have a catch can at the bottom. And that catch can's sole purpose is to catch any solids, right? So the air comes through, comes through here and into that filter in there, okay? Any solids that hit it drop down into this container, and they're left to basically dump out or sit there until someone else dumps it out. So this is my filter. It's an aftermarket filter. So what that means is it has a metal mesh here, and it is washable. So I recommend using a washable, reusable filter, because that way you don't have to necessarily replace it. So if you can tell, this one's fairly clean, but what you do is you take an air hose with a sprayer or canned air, and you spray it from the other side, so this side, the clean side, and you spray this way. So what that's going to do is it's going to blow any debris this way, get it out, and make sure that you're getting the proper airflow through here. So I'm going to set this up here. We're going to move this out of the way. And we are going to continue to disassemble. So I might actually be able to get to it from here. So let me undo you here. So this is the first time that we have been off the mount. So down in here, if you can see, right there and right there, those are my two spark plugs, or spark plug wires, I should say. So that one there and that one there. So same thing as the other side, except I am now able to show this a little bit easier. So I'm just going to hold this, hopefully. So you just grab it. Usually there's two little tabs on the side down here. You can see that. You just grab. And sometimes they can be difficult, so just be careful. But kind of pull, wiggle, widgie, whatever you have to do to kind of get it out. And then if you heard it pop, it'll pull right out. Ta-da! We are out of there. And then that hole down in there is where my new spark plug goes. So I'm just going to grab my spark plug, pull it over here. And then, so what I've been doing, and that I found is easiest when working in closer quarters, is I have a regular socket, so not the spark plug socket, if you can see that. So it doesn't have that little rubber piece in there. So that allows you to slide it on and off fairly easy. But when you're taking it off, use the spark plug socket. So that way you can pull it out, but when you go to put the new one back in, you aren't trying to pull this off with the spark plug still in it. So it's just one little thing that makes it a little bit easier. So there you go. We have just removed spark plug number 3, and I will be back hopefully when we go to start the car.